And just being aware of each breath, this breath of life, this miracle of life. And offering ourselves that gentle half smile of awareness. That we have many conditions of happiness right here and right now. And just continue to enjoy your breath. And today we will meditate and contemplate on a discourse on the 8 realizations of great beings. It's an ancient Buddhist text, but it's a very, very dense text, full of the quintessential Mahayana teachings. So just listen to it and let it sink in, and you contemplate it. Don't try and work it out. Just be with it and see what arises as we hear and contemplate the 8 realizations of great beings. Wholeheartedly, day and night, disciples of the Awakened One should recite and meditate on the 8 realizations discovered by the great beings. The first realization is the awareness that the world is impermanent. Political regimes are subject to fall. Things composed of the 4 elements are empty, containing within them the seeds of suffering. Human beings are composed of 5 aggregates, and they are without a separate self. They're always in the process of change, constantly being born and constantly dying. They are empty of self and without a separate existence. The mind is the source of all confusion, and the body the forest of all unwholesome actions. Meditating on this, you can be released from the round of birth and death. The second realization is the awareness that more desire brings more suffering. All hardships in daily life arise from greed and desire. Those with little desire and ambition are able to relax, their body and mind free from entanglement. The third realization is the awareness that the human mind is always searching outside itself and never feels fulfilled. This brings about unwholesome activity. Bodhisattvas, on the other hand, know the value of having few desires. They live simply and peacefully so they can devote themselves to practicing the way. They regard the realization of perfect understanding to be their only career. The fourth realization is the awareness that indolence is an obstacle to practice. You must practice diligently to transform unwholesome mental states that bind you. And you must conquer the 4 kinds of Mara in order to free yourself from the prisons of the 5 aggregates and the 3 worlds. The 5th realization is the awareness that ignorance is the cause of the endless round of birth and death. Bodhisattvas always listen to and learn from others so their understanding and skillful means can develop. And so they can teach living beings and bring them great joy. The 6th realization is the awareness that poverty creates hatred and anger, which creates a vicious cycle of negative thoughts and actions. When practicing generosity, bodhisattvas consider everyone, friends and enemies alike, to be equal. They do not condemn anyone's past wrongdoings or hate those presently causing harm. The seventh realization is the awareness of the five categories of sensual desires: money, sex, fame, overeating, and oversleeping lead to problems. Although you are in the world, try not to be caught in worldly matters. A monk, for example, has in his possession only 3 robes and 1 bowl. He lives simply in order to practice the way. His precepts keep him free from attachment to worldly things, and he treats everyone equally and with compassion. The 8th realization is the awareness that the fire of birth and death is raging, causing endless suffering everywhere. Take the great vow to help all beings, to suffer with all beings, and to guide all beings to the realm of great joy. These 8 realizations are the discoveries of great beings, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, who have diligently practiced the way of understanding and love. They have sailed the Dharmakaya boat to the shore of Nirvana, and they've returned to the ordinary world free of the 5 essential desires, their minds and hearts directed towards the noble way. Using these 8 realizations, they help all beings recognize the suffering in the world. If disciples of the Buddha recite and meditate on these 8 realizations, they will put an end to countless misunderstandings and difficulties and progress towards enlightenment, leaving behind the world of birth and death, dwelling forever in peace. Reciting the sutras, practicing the way of awareness, gives rise to benefits without limits. We vow to share the fruits with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path. So friends, see if there's anything that spoke to you in these very, very dense and compact teachings. They probably can take us for a whole lifetime of practice, but even if one or two of those things, whether it's to do with your habit energies or your career or the way you look at other people or yourself, developing generosity, everything's in there, from interdependence to impermanence to suffering. So all the great deep teachings of the Buddha. And just to announce that over the next 2 months, starting on the 15th, on Monday, we'll be doing a graduated meditation practice, guided meditations every day. So please do join us if you'd like to. And if you do, just write a note to ahimsa.trust@gmail.com if you'd like to join. And we'd like to do this together. I think it's the practice of both an individual practice, but also practice of togetherness. So when we set a time every day to do this, then it helps deepen our practice. And as the Buddha said in even the Satipatthana Sutra, if you practice for even 7 years, 6 years, so on, to 7 days consistently, you can attain a level of awakening. So it's to enjoy ourselves and to also awaken out of suffering. So let's meet for the next 2 months together and also have a good weekend and just contemplate the 8 realizations if you can. Thank you very much.